podcasters, how are you doing today? I'm feeling great. I'm excited for a training Thursday that I, Super Joe Pardo, am here to walk all of you through and probably maybe even learn some things myself. I am always excited to get to do these on Training Thursday. So today our guest is I almost said Brady. Brandy Heidi Montague, who runs 4Animals, and I am excited to dive deep into what she has going on with her podcast and see what we can find out, because she is looking to expand her listenership, as well as a couple other things that she listed in her submission or application form, I should say, here. Hey, what's up, Jody? How you doing? Yeah, I am feeling better. Thank you. I have complete hearing out of my ear. It doesn't hurt anymore. Big secret, I stopped using Q-tips altogether. Like, I was trying to stay away from using them a little bit, and have totally stopped using them. And I've been using eardrops, basically isopropylene, anytime I get out of the pool, so that the water dries up in my ear. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by Indie Pod University, and you can learn all about what you can get out of that, how you can learn how to, and there's a lot of learns there, learn how to launch, grow, and monetize your podcast. And if you're looking to get a free ride to the Indie Pod University, you can go over to indiepodcasters.com/tube, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, because I think we're at 31 or 32 subscribers now. Looking forward to get some more. Also, Dave says, yes, Q-tips had. Yeah, I agree. It's a bad addiction that you have to kick. For sure. Don't let it take over your life. So anyway, that's coming up tomorrow for Free Ride Friday. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Indie Podcasters, so that you can do that. Also, get featured on indiepodcasters.com. Go to grabalisten.com and apply there to get your show featured on the indiepodcasters.com site. We're getting closer to doing that. It's just been kind of inundated with a whole bunch of things, including the Icon 6 virtual conference that's coming up here on September 12th. Tickets are on sale now. Speaker submissions close tomorrow afternoon, or evening, I should say, 8 p.m. Eastern. They close. So if you were thinking about it, get on the Pencast. My dad does that thing with the pens. I don't know how anybody does that. That just no. I just can't deal with it. Tomorrow we will have an announcement. I don't know about tomorrow. Maybe this week. I think this weekend we'll have an announcement based around the Icon 6 event, and I'm looking forward to getting the schedule set up and getting people getting in there. So if you want, go pick up your ticket right now, indiepodcasters.com/icon6. We will be having t-shirts for this event. They will not be included with your ticket. You'll have to buy them separately, but there's more to come on all that front. So, stay tuned for that. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, I don't have a scrolling thing for it. I forgot to create one, but I'll get one created. We have the first workshop the first workshop was supposed to happen a while ago. First workshop is happening August 20th. Yeah, August 20th for third. Is that actually third Thursday? Yeah, third Thursday. So going forward, we're going to be offering workshops in the Indie Pod University for third Thursday. So real specific, narrow, focused workshops. You can go check out the one that we're doing on August 20th is Build Your Sponsorship Kit. So I'll be walking through all the things that I do and why the sponsorship kits I have are set up the way they are. And if you don't have one yet, it could be a good time to get on that sponsorship train. So go over to indiepodcasters.com/workshop, and later on I will definitely create one of these floating tickers for that, so that we can get that filled up with people. Seats, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, Today we're talking about listener growth, and our guest here, Brandy. We're gonna go through her show and see where she could move the needle faster. That's the whole goal here. So if you're watching and if you get ideas, pop them in the chat, and I will throw them up here on the screen. Everybody, I need a super claps in the chat for Super Brandy Heidi Montague. That is a mouthful of a name.
It is a mouthful.
I guess when you say it the way I say it, it doesn't. It's not rolling off the tongue.
I don't think it rolls off the tongue for anyone. It's my old last name, my new last name. Like I kept them all together, so it was still all me. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was like a middle name and you were using it because there was already a Brandy Montague.
There are a million Brandy Montagues, which is a lot of why I held on to my old last name in there too. But yeah,
understandable. So, Brandy, so we're gonna pull your side up. First off, how long have you been podcasting for?
Since May. So
well, ding. That's awesome.
I started recording in February, and I did this like first go at it by recording everything for the first season first, which I've now learned I shouldn't have done that, but I was scared that I wouldn't have the capacity to make sure I'd be consistent. So I recorded 12 episodes in February and March and April, and then have been rolling them out May, June, July. So
yeah. So you have recorded, how many episodes have you recorded?
Recorded so far 11. Nope, 12. 12 are recorded so far, and distributed out are 8.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a great start. I mean, and you're already thinking about season 2 as it said in the notes.
Yeah. So it's funny because I don't remember exactly what I said in the notes. I signed up. Do you want to? I was going to say I applied like 5 to 6 weeks ago. A lot changes over time.
I know. So it says, I've recorded and edited the sessions that will air season 1, a total of 12 episodes. So I'll be able to make changes to format, etc. going into season 2. I'm debating whether to spend a few months solely marketing or going straight into season 2. That may be a good topic for conversation. I realistically have about 10 hours a week to put into the podcast and marketing combined.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Still seems pretty accurate. One thing that I did decide since then was that I would start using StreamYard, which I think will save me a lot of time on editing video, because right now I use Zoom. I record video and audio, and then I break the video into clips that I upload daily to YouTube. But that process takes me hours of cutting that up, and I also have spent hours editing, mostly because I want to help like my guests sound comfortable and good. And so I feel like if I go live, everybody's under the same assumption: it's live, it goes out, it's not going to be edited. Everybody knows that ahead of time, and so I think it'll save me a lot of time. To move over and use StreamYard. So I have an interview scheduled for August 24th to do that for the first time. And that may or may not be the start of season 2. I could save that and use it as the start of season 2, or I could just add it in as an episode 13 to season 1. I'm still kind of letting that decide itself out a little bit. But
I think it would be probably a safe bet to try to do season 2, like save it for season 2 and be like, hey, like season 2, we're going to do it live. And then if anybody asks, you'd be like, well, it saved me a bunch of time so I could spend more time in the marketing it and getting more people, getting it in front of more people. So I think, doing it, doing it live is just awesome, right? Like I've talked about it numerous times here on this show about why this show is live and how I've used repurpose.io and other programs to be able to like make it so it all goes out very quickly and pretty seamlessly. So I am definitely a big fan of doing it live and the interaction, right? Like we have, people in comments telling me about Q-tips being bad and people using pen caps for their ears and things of that nature. So
Mhm.
plus it really it enables you people to quickly hit that share button, which by the way, if you're watching right now, you should totally hit that share button and share this so that any of the podcasters in your network can see what's going on here with the indie pod community. So all right. So when it comes to I think that's great. I definitely applaud the idea that you're going to do it live. I think are you scared? Are you worried? Are you concerned?
No, I'm actually feeling pretty relieved. I have been doing an Instagram live interview series since July, and
Oh, okay.
I was scared. But that interaction with people has been so much fun. And
Hmm.
yeah, so now I actually just have fun with it. I mean, yeah, a little bit. I'll be scared when I'm interviewing a guest I don't know, for sure. But for sure. But for the most part, no, I'm excited. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it gives you the instant feedback, right, of the listeners and people interacting, and you can take it or leave it. It's totally up to you. But to me, like it just enables so much more interaction, and to know because I've recorded a few of these episodes of this show where we weren't live, like in the last 6 months, and was not nearly as much fun. I was not
Mhm.
nearly as like even times where there's only like one or two people watching. If you get just a couple of comments, it just charges everything
Mm,
in the right direction, in my opinion.
mm,
So,
mhm.
it gives you a lot of insight too into what people are thinking.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I think too, that energy, I think there's something to be said about that live energy that even though you're not in person, there's still something there that makes it easier to just be in the space and be there. So yeah, I agree. I'm with you on it. I
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's like
love
we're on
it
a
so far.
stage right now. Like we're like we're on the stage right now, like performing for people and yeah.
Hopefully, I was gonna say I
Well,
might not get I'm performing. That may not go so well.
So, okay, so so mainly what you're asking about is like growing the listenership, getting this in front of more people. So let's take a look and see what we can find. So, the name of the show is Four Animals for Earth, right?
Right. Hmm.
So I'm just gonna type in Four Animals for Earth and see what
Great.
we get. .com, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, great. You got yeah. That's a good start right there.
That's exciting because so I've had the brand for about a year, but it was a really tough climb to try to get Four Animals for Earth to show up because it's
Mm.
just such the Four Animals for Earth itself is not necessarily but if you type for animals, I mean there's just so many things out there for animals and for the earth. So I'm excited to see it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it there.
Yeah, Facebook user, I totally agree. You need to go over to StreamYard.com /Facebook. I'll have it scrolling down here below, and enable it so that we can see who you are and know who's giving us the comments here. So right off the bat, like definitely a great looking website, right? I'm definitely happy. Are you happy with it?
I actually loved my website until my theme developer pushed out a an update last week and trashed it. So I've been working on getting it back to looking okay.
Well, okay, well, I mean, one thing I would say is some of these things are quite large. Like
Hmm.
all of this seems a little overdone, especially because I'm on a 1440p monitor. So like
Hmm.
this is gonna be super. Like if I
Hmm.
hit F11. Oh wait, F. No, why is this not? No, F12. Sorry. If I go to F12 and we change it to like I don't know, an iPad Pro. Okay, so it scales well on an iPad Pro, but it doesn't
Hmm.
stop getting bigger. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't seem like it's capped out. And maybe if I had a 4K monitor, let me see if I, so if I make it smaller, no, smaller, yeah. So like 50%. Yeah, so it just seems like this needs to find like a slightly smaller
Mm-hmm.
space for
Yeah.
each of these.
And all of that is things that, yeah, got really whacked along with the font. I don't know. They went from version twos to a version three, and it was a
Mm.
massive jump. But to be fair, I bought it 6 years ago, so
And got a new version. That's awesome. You know, I
they
can get behind that. Using I'm a big fan of B theme, and using that like you know they're always update. They update like 4 or 5 times a month. It's crazy,
wow.
but it's all included. Like you pay $60 one time and you get. I mean, I've been using it for 5 years now, so on many websites.
Mm.
So yeah, so I you know I could sing the praises of that theme for forever. Um, and I don't know how they continue to make money because like yeah, they must have other themes and things, but it's supposedly like the biggest theme of
Mm.
for WordPress, which I assume you're using WordPress, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
I kind of figured, but I wasn't certain. So when we get here, so it says start here. So it's you got a video. So what I'm noticing is that what you could probably utilize is like Fusebox to get your player in front of like at the bottom of every single page, or at least any page that you
Okay.
don't like blacklist. So right off the bat, like because you're there's no like other than the word podcast up here. Okay, so you gotta scroll down here to listen. So you have multiple podcasts then.
Well, so I'm doing three different shows. So actually, so the whole thing is like an advocacy platform, for
Okay.
animal welfare and for the earth. And so there's the podcast is the newest thing. Then there's another like show that
Oh,
I
okay.
do about Reiki, and then there's the Instagram live chats. And then there's a blog, and there's other parts to the business. Um, so the podcast is the newest part of it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
part, that I'm the most excited about. Um, that in the Instagram live chats, which at some point may become the same thing. I'm not sure, but we'll
Hmm.
see. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
I mean, right here, I mean, I'm seeing like there should be some kind of heading here to kind of
yeah, that
explain.
used to be.
That was it. Oh, okay. That was one of the things that broke. I've had
But
that
tell
happen
me
in the
what you're
past.
no, go
I've been
ahead.
there. I've been there, Brandy. Like
Oh, it's
you get
crazy.
you get these themes and you use them, and then all of a sudden they update or they don't update, and things start breaking on you.
Right.
Um, yeah, I totally because I think for a little while there, I like back in like 2015 or whatever, the way they didn't have like a DRM system, so like I was using the theme for like both myself and some clients and things. So
Hmm.
once they and I was still able to get those updates, but then they introduced the DRM, so it's like you only got to a certain point of like updates, and then it's continued to work for like a couple of years, but then after a few years like people WordPress was still updating and then it started breaking features of the
Mm-hmm.
website and then some of my people are like, well, what's going on? I'm like, well, that was like 3.5 years ago now. Like,
It's been a while.
sorry, like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, you didn't, it was never actually paid for. You got it for
Hmm.
free
Hmm.
effectively. So you got 3 years of a website that, it didn't cost anything for the theme. And for $60 you could update it. But now things might not quite work the way you might have to put some things back together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so,
What would
oh, so
you,
good.
because you mentioned, kind of a header for you, what would be helpful on this page?
I guess just explaining that there's three different podcasts. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be much, just something to explain. Like, because when I clicked on podcast, I thought I was looking at blog
Just
posts.
that one.
Like
Oh,
that was
okay.
my
Got it.
that was my
I
first thing.
see.
So like now
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at it, and it's weird because everybody looks at like websites differently, right? People are
Hmm.
looking for different cues and different like fonts, so, like what's bigger, how they skim. Everybody's got something different. So at least here, yeah, you have like a header here, right? That says like this is what this page is.
Hmm.
And so if let's see, if I click there, okay, that's set up right. Android and Spotify. Okay, cool. So and then you have all your players right there, which is awesome. And then you click on the notes. Oh, it opens up in a different page. which isn't terrible. Wow, you got a lot of notes there.
Yeah, I make each show into like a blog post as well. So the
Mm-hmm.
show notes are basically a blog post as well. So that's
Good,
all the
good,
stuff
good,
that's
good.
there.
Are you using Yoast SEO for it?
Yes.
Okay, good, good, good,
Yes.
good. So that's helpful. So that you're getting the most reach out of what you're putting forth. So yeah, I let's see. So that's good. That's good. Yeah. So I think that other than getting the maybe putting the podcast in more like I said, like putting the player at the bottom using Fusebox
Mhm.
from Pat Flynn could be helpful just to give you an opportunity to get more plays without having, because you think like when you send people to your podcast, right? When you tell people about your podcast, where are you sending them to?
I typically send them, I've been sending them to specific episodes. I guess I haven't really told anybody, like I'll just send them, I guess, to fouranimalsforearth.com/podcast. So it would take them to that page where you click on podcast. Um, I'm not sure that I've actually sent anybody there, but I guess that's what I would say. In terms of like when I post specific episodes, I send them to the actual show note page that has the player on it as well as the link to the
Well, I'm just
videos.
saying in general, like when you meet somebody, like where are you like,
I would
hey,
send them
go
to
to
my website. Yeah.
right, which
Yeah.
is not helping me find
Hmm.
like the play button very quickly, right? Like so to
Hmm.
me, like or even if you I don't know the capabilities of like the play like the of the theme, but like if you could like even just put like a small playlist here or like the newest episode like right there. So
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, so like this is all cool. I click the down arrow, which probably needs to be fixed
It's
if
just
you
to
wanted to.
scroll down. It's basically
Yeah,
just to tell you to
to
scroll
push you
down.
to
Yeah.
scroll down. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I
But yeah, I
I'm
could put a
definitely.
newest episode on there, I think, pretty easily. It's the
Yeah,
Revolution
especially
slider
since.
plugin.
Oh, then yeah, you should. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could totally do that. Yeah, you'll be able to. You could just put in the like your embed code. You should be able to put an
Uh-huh.
embed code right in there. I've
Okay.
used Slider Revolution a lot, which it's
Okay.
great. I'm not a big fan of the newest versions of it. Like I like how how it used to operate, but it's taken a little bit of time to reorient myself, and it's not bad. I
Okay.
definitely like it. Um, Chris is asking if you also use YouTube at all.
Yeah, so I do. It nobody looks at it, but I have it. And what I do is I video record the episode and audio record it, and then I take the video and I split it into. So I mean, you could actually just pull up YouTube for Animals for Earth. Maybe that's easier
Yeah, 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 yeah.
than me explaining.
Is this a separate channel? Oh
That's
no,
the same channel, but those are the Instagram live chats, and then the
okay.
yes, I don't know if you look at maybe videos or playlists, any of those that have the branded overlay there with the cougar, those are all different episode clips. And so I'll take an episode and break it into roughly like 12 to 13 clips and then release one per day until the whole episode is up in clips. So that's how I've been doing the YouTube piece of it.
Okay. I mean, you
Um,
definitely got to get on the thumbnail game there because all
so
your thumbnails are the same.
Yeah, well, they're all there. So it's interesting. I purposely made the thumbnail for the episode. So, like, the first ones are, like that's episode one, and then you'll see. But I've wondered. So they're different thumbnail based on the episode. So, like the 12 videos for episode one have the same front thumbnail, and then the 12 videos for like episode two have the same front thumbnail, but I have wondered if it looks too similar to just throw people off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
and it's almost like completely like washed out, so it almost looks
Hmm.
like don't click on me. That's I mean that's just what I'm
Okay.
looking at, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Okay.
because and if it was a standout picture, like it wasn't like a white like
Like a
filter over
muted.
top of it, then
Hmm.
muted, then I wouldn't feel that way at least. I'd just be like,
Okay.
oh, it's a lot of the same thumbnail, but like I mean, you can see like on my screen, like it's quite small, so like I can't even read what's in there,
Hmm.
right? So
Okay.
my suggestion there would be maybe go to Fiverr if you're not in the if you're not in the Photoshop game or something, and just be
Mhm.
like find somebody that like for like $15 will do like five thumbnails and just test it and see what happens, right? And if you, I would totally recommend using TubeBuddy, which is what is showing up right here in the middle of my screen.
Okay.
Which it starts free. There's a free version. I think the base one is like $4.50 a month or something.
Okay.
But it'll show you like what keywords to be looking for, like to put in and that kind of stuff, and give you a
Okay.
good checklist like a SEO, like Yoast SEO to do that. Um, but yeah, so that's what I would be looking at. Like just
Okay.
just to test. So maybe take one of your more pop like one of the ones that like okay, so like this one has 7 views, so it's gotten some kind of traction. So like
Hmm.
make that one of the ones that you go and change the thumbnail on and see if you get more
Okay.
views on it.
Okay.
Because that means people are probably finding it, especially when you compare it to like all the ones that don't have views or have 1 view or 2 views. So it's like
Hmm.
do that one, maybe the one that has 4 views, or even one that has 60 views. But if you get I think TubeBuddy might be able to show you as well, like where that traffic is coming from. So if it's
Okay.
searched, like you'll be able to see, like, oh, is that because it's organically being found, and
Mm.
people are clicking on it? Which, if that's the case, like that's the one that you want to like see if you can get more, click through rate on.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I
I think
think if
it's because I've
I,
sent people to those. Like, so I'll share one
okay,
to two of them on Facebook and Instagram.
mm-hmm,
And yeah, so I think that's probably why. And then this one here is part of the Instagram Live series,
oh, okay, okay.
which
So
right now, yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say those basically, it's a little bit clunky. So I have not found a way to shoot live. Like, so StreamYard, for instance, won't go on to Instagram Live.
Yeah.
So we just shoot them in Instagram, and then I use an app to download it and then put it onto YouTube. Basically, is what I've been doing. So I could
Hmm.
obviously add a thumbnail to this too. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
you want to put the money, put the time and the effort to where that's going to get the most, the most move the needle the most, right?
Hmm.
So, actually, I'm just looking right now on Restream because I feel like they might be able to do Instagram. Though, no, they can't do. No, they can't do Instagram. Huh? That's surprised. I'm surprised.
On StreamYard, they say it has something to do with the API that like
Yeah.
Instagram doesn't allow it um, as of yet,
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I'm also not surprised. So
And
okay,
it's
so
probably a
that's
matter
another
of
way
time
around.
too.
Yeah,
It'll probably
eventually,
come
hopefully.
around.
Well,
Yeah.
eventually, hopefully, that'll be the case. But so one thing I would like when you're like again when you're going to tell people about this, like I if you if you're telling people like, hey, go check out my podcast, it's for animals for
Hmm.
earth.com,
Hmm.
like that's where like I think like really getting that a player right here or playlist. I don't know if Anchor probably offers a playlist, I would think.
They might,
um
yeah.
get that right there, and at least then when they get to your site, like bam, they have the play button, they can hit that play button right there.
Hmm. Okay.
And then they're not you know they're not missing an opportunity to like dive deeper and figure out whether or not they should be, whether it's for them, right?
Hmm.
And like okay, so but even up at the top, like it's pretty small, like like compared to the rest of the
Hmm.
image. And if I just click, I mean right
Hmm.
now obviously you need to
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna
this,
say
but
that's one of the big things I'm
yeah.
waiting on support on is the menu and the header. But yeah, still,
Yeah.
it's one of multiple things up there.
Yeah, and that's why I think you're on the right path. I think for right now, just get that player up there would be
Okay.
huge in
Okay.
helping you get that. So then you can send people to your website and be like, hey, there's the podcast. It's like it's right there.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, I mean, trying to me, like, I'm always about like repurposing things, right? So like if I'm taking the time to do the Instagram live chat, like I'm gonna find I'm looking to put a way to push that into my podcast feed if it makes sense,
Hmm.
right? It might not make sense,
Hmm.
but that's how I'm always trying to look at things. Like, how do I push it so that everything can make sense and I can get the most out of the time that I'm spending to do it. Just like here, right? Like we're doing a coaching session.
Hmm.
This is marketing for Indie Pod. It's
Hmm.
marketing for Indie Pod University. And it's going to get pushed into the YouTube channel, and it's going to get pushed onto the website, and it's going to get pushed into the podcast feed. So like bam, 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 bam. Like all that comes from sitting down for an hour and having a conversation about what what we can do to move the needle
Hmm.
with our efforts.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I've been thinking, and I'm still, like I said, kind of letting it come together, but with season two being the chance to kind of make changes, be able to announce, like, okay, within season two, we've got some full podcast interviews. We've got some, because these Instagram live chats, they're about 7 minutes long, and it's
Mm,
very shallow in terms of, like, what do you do? Why do you do it? How can we, what's one simple idea we can use to help? Um,
yeah.
and that's it. So, but I do think there might be room to bring that into season two. Because yeah, I've been the same way. I'm like, I love doing them. I'm doing them. I really would like to get them into the podcast. They are on everything else, so I am using them on YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. Just not in the podcast yet.
I mean, one way that I've seen people utilize the YouTube podcast, like in conjunction, is wherever they have the bigger platform. So a lot of those cases, like the YouTubers have the bigger platform on YouTube. So what they do is they create a YouTube video based around their podcast episode, and they use that as the driver to push people to the podcast. Because like the podcast, they own that, right? They own
Mm-hmm.
all of like they own the platform. I mean, in the case of Anchor, but you could always take your RSS feed somewhere else. That's with YouTube, it's like once you have all this video, like there's nowhere else to really put it. You can put it on Vimeo,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
that's not really the place for it, right? So there's only really
Mm-hmm.
one place, and they're the gatekeeper. So with so utilizing that theory of like using Instagram to push people to the podcast, maybe utilize. Oh, of course, Mr. Softy comes by today. Hasn't come by in like a week, and he's coming by right now. Sorry, I heard it in my headphones, and it's driving by my house. I wouldn't be surprised if it stopped out in front of my house for a minute. Oh, no, no, he definitely slowed down a little bit as he drove past my house. Anyway, um, utilizing the Instagram Live and doing it in conjunction with the podcast to push people to that full podcast episode might be a way
Mm.
of doing that. Like I guess with Instagram Live, it has to be live. There's no way for you to do like a pre-recorded thing.
You can do pre-recorded videos and pop them onto IGTV. So I have done that. That's what I used to do. Like, so about a year ago, maybe, was when I started doing the coast to coast Reiki chats with a friend, and we did those super casual, poor quality, which is very embarrassing at this point, but like still very fun. And we're bringing it back around to do it a little bit differently now. But the content of it, I absolutely loved, and I really loved doing it. So with those, I would just take that video and pop it on everywhere
Hmm.
on Instagram TV and all the different spots. But as far as Instagram Live, yeah, it's just, and unfortunately, it's the vertical with the two thumbnails,
The
one on
two,
top of each
yeah.
other, and it's pretty like, from what I can tell, at least that's the only way to do it. Um, and yeah, so
Yeah, I'm not the Instagram connoisseur when it comes to anything past like the picture taking and posting and that stuff. Real quick to answer Dave. Dave, yes, you can catch this over on YouTube if you go to indiepodcasters.com/tube. You will be able to watch it probably within the hour of this going live. It'll still be here in the group as well as it'll be on the indiepodcasters.com website later today. So you'll be able to get all that. And I appreciate that we're getting so much information all at once. And then Chris asks, how should a thumbnail be designed? Should it follow a branding look? Yeah, there's definitely a lot of science behind the whole finding your color scheme and all that. I don't know how much that's going to move the needle, because here's the thing: you have to keep in mind that most people have never heard of you before when they're finding you, right? So the having like similar based the, uh, uh, thumbnail. Sorry, I was still thinking about Mr. Softy. Having a similar like thumbnail scheme is great for the people that are like getting to your page, like, and looking at all the videos lined up like that. But at the end of the day, like it most people are going to find you through search, right? Like that's where most of it's going to come out of. So it's to me, it's more important to like have eye-catching stuff, doing those Google searches, and then figuring out like what does your video thumbnail look like next to who what's coming up for those results. Once you know what those look like, then you know how to go back and like redo it. And I'll tell you, it's I was watching this one YouTuber. She has like, I don't know, like over 1 million subscribers, and she was talking about like sometimes she would spend like 8 hours just on a thumbnail, versus like the video might only take like 45 minutes to shoot and then edit like another hour or whatever, but she would spend like 6 to 8 hours just on the thumbnail. And because she's like, the thumbnail can make or break. It could be the difference between 100,000 clicks and like 1,000 clicks,
Wow.
because people
Wow.
just don't know you,
Hmm.
right? Like, even if with 1 million subscribers, that means nothing. That's a drop in the hat of the 7.5 billion people on the planet. And how many of them are on the internet? Like, almost, like 2/3 of them are on the internet. So,
Wow.
you could have 5 million subscribers. Doesn't really mean anything,
Mm.
in the grand scheme of things, because like people
Mhm.
still don't know your brand.
Mhm.
Only maybe once you get to the level of like millions and millions, and you're always going to have those super fans, and that's awesome. But generally speaking, you're not making content for that. You're making content to be found, right? Because that's where majority of the people that are going to become fans of you are going to find you, and they don't know who you are, and they don't know the inside jokes, and they don't know this, and they don't know that, and they don't necessarily care. They just want to, they're looking for a specific thing, and you're, boom, here's the video. Like, so it's one of those things that like people just don't necessarily get out of the gate, and really understand. So, but yeah, so as far as Chris's question about the thumbnail and having a specific like look, yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have like a scheme of colors and things of that nature. Make sure those colors make sense from a marketing standpoint. I don't know if you've, I mean, um, what's it called? Anybody that's ever, I don't know if anybody's ever seen this thing before, but it's kind of like makes a lot of sense from the color standpoint. Which, is it even on this page? Gee, where is it? Oh, it's all the way at the. Of course, it's all the way at the bottom. But yeah, so it's like it's a whole color guide of emotions. They explain like why colors are for certain brands, and why they use them. Like, you kind of get an idea of why they use them based on the words that it's describing. So yeah, that's look that up. The marketing color wheel, I think, is what that's what I typed in to get it. Um, and there's other versions of it, but this is the one that I've used to like figure out what colors I want to use when I'm putting something together. So you put together your color scheme, and then you say, okay, what do I, when I put these things together, like, these are the colors I want to use because I want to be eye catching. But at the same time, again, you have to go back and look at who what the other thumbnails that you're competing against are. And this is like a really big uh like rabbit hole, if you will, right? Because you're like, hey, I'm going to create this content, and then like tomorrow I'm going to create this content, and I'm going to do this content and this content and this content and this content, this content. But the fact of the matter is like, unless you already have like thousands of, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that are already consuming the content, you might be like, well, I need to make a thumbnail that makes sense, so I might need to spend 6 hours, or like go drive somewhere to take that picture, and then edit that picture to make it look right, or send something off the fire, take a few pictures and send it off the fire and say like, this is what I'm looking to achieve. And here's the color scheme that I work with, but it's just hard. Like, and then you add like SEO on top of that, right? Like, how do I get my stuff so that it actually is found? Because like leaving it up to just the closed captionings in my videos is not necessarily good enough either. So you need descriptions, and it's a lot. And then as creators, we're like, oh, especially with live, like it kind of uncaps what you can create, because before it was like, okay, I got to get my camera out, like set up the tripod, do the video, then clip it all together. So it's like you're already investing a ton of time to create one piece of content, versus like here we're live. So like, Brandy, I could get, as soon as we're done together, I could just jump on the next live and go with somebody else, and go with somebody else, and like creating way more content than I'm able to like actually optimize to ever be found by anybody. It's kind of self-fulfilling in a way, in the sense that like, man, like I want to create all this content, but like how is it ever going to be found by anybody if I don't take the time to like do the back end writing of the post, and optimizing it to be found. So yeah, so going back to your podcast, I think that what are you doing as far as getting it in front of people? Like, do you have a newsletter that you're sending out to, like, email list already?
Yeah, so I mean, it goes to my mailing list, goes out on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube. But all of those have very small followings, I mean, do you ever question, like, is the content just not good enough? Like, do you feel like there's somebody out there for all content? You just need to keep it moving and get it out there. You know what I mean?
Look, I am a big, firm, not only believer but like actor, in the sense of you have to keep it as simple as possible, right? So that people can actually understand, because people don't necessarily know or care about your brand. They care about like what their incentives are, and their incentive when they're searching for something is, I'm looking for a solution to X. Okay, great, I found a video. Oh man, it's 8 minutes to tell me how to tie my shoes. Like, that's insane. Like, why has it got to be 8 minutes? It should be like a minute and a half, and I'll be complaining about why isn't it 30 seconds. So I'll watch it at 2 times speed. But
I totally do that for like every video.
Right, exactly. Right, you find the video and you're like, oh man, why has it got to be 7 minutes? Like, I just need to know this one piece of thing, and they got the, hey, I'm
Right.
blah 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 blah, and it's like there's a fine line between like, I'm never gonna look up how to do that XYZ thing probably ever again, but they're trying their best to try to draw people into it. So I get it, but I don't get it, and it's a crapshoot, right? Because and you'll see, like, if you dive into like YouTube, there's plenty of people that have videos where it's like they hit that one video that made sense. Like, and I used how to tie your shoes, because I actually looked it up the other day for something, and there, like, the lady had like, I don't know, 100 subscribers or something like that, but the how to tie shoes video was the number one video on Google, like, search results, and had like hundreds and thousands, maybe even, I think maybe even millions. In fact, you know what? How to tie shoes. So it's this video, which they, simply have been like, oh, just start at the 8 seconds and end here, because this is where you need it. So when you click on that, like, okay, okay, wait, is this? Oh, this isn't even the video. Oh, this definitely isn't the video. But you see, like, 1.5 million views, but somehow has 5.19 million subscribers. I don't. Oh, because it's Dave Hacks, so it's all different hacks, which is cool. But that's definitely not the video that came up on my radar when I searched it the other day, because it was she was number one, and yeah. So,
Hmm.
but you'll find lots of things like that where it's like they hit like real big on one video, and then the rest of the videos are almost not no like 1,000 views versus like the
Hmm.
millions. Hey, what's going on there, Shirley? So I forget what the original question was.
Well, I was asking if you ever think like there's a content issue, or
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, just keep
So
creating content. That would kind of lean towards creating content, and at some point something resonates.
yeah, well, you'll eventually figure out what resonates, and that's who was it? Roberto Blake was like talking about like create 100 crappy videos,
Mm,
and just keep making crap videos that don't necessarily go anywhere. And the reason is you'll start to at least figure out like the breadcrumb path to figuring out like what is it that people actually want from me, because and I've talked about this in the past where it's like you think you know who your audience is, and then you end up finding out who your audience is.
mm,
Like
mhm,
you might think like, oh, I'm making something for, females, 20 to 40-year-old females, right? That live
mhm,
in North America.
mhm,
And it ends up being all guys listening to the show because they want to find out what those
mhm,
females are attracted to or whatever,
mhm,
and then it turns into like a whole different thing.
mhm,
Like Ramona Rice, who's a an icon in our community. She had the was the sports gal pal, and it was supposed to be for women to like figure out the sports and like how to have conversations with their significant others. Well, it ended up being all guys listening because they liked her. They found out about her and they liked her take on sports. So sometimes like you don't always get what you think you're going to get out of it.
mhm, mhm.
Um, so yeah, I would say keep creating the content with the goal in mind. Like what is the goal with your podcast?
Mhm. It's to share like simple ways that people can make a difference. So every episode, you'll see it's titled with, I bubble it down to like one simple thing that people can do if they feel compelled after listening to that to make a difference, either for animals or for the earth. Um,
Okay,
so the whole brand is built around inspiring each other that we can make a difference with just simple ideas in our daily lives,
I see
because
that up there at the top. Simple
it's, yeah.
ideas make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because it's pretty
Okay, that's good.
overwhelming, when you think about animal welfare or the earth falling apart. It's kind of like you feel like it's really tough to make a difference on it. But there are so many little things we can just do daily. Um,
Yeah,
and so it's the whole platform's built around that. So every episode, every blog post, everything is like another simple idea that people could try if they're compelled to do so.
um, yeah. So I was just reminded of a video. It might have been a Kirk video. Um, where they talked about that
Oh,
like
really?
the difference between like staying home and like working from home versus like commuting 20 minutes or 30 minutes is they kind of actually offset each other because
Mm,
you end
like
up
the
like
carbon,
having the air on all day and
yeah,
you
like the
get
carbon
like
footprint.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it actually makes it really hard to oh no, actually I think it was a casually explained actually, where he was
Okay.
explaining like the differences, and basically it's really hard to like reduce your carbon footprint because
Hmm.
like even if you just work from
Hmm.
home, that means
Yeah.
you're still using air, you're still using like all these things, and it's like if you have a gaming computer that uses more power, then that's even you know could be equally or as bad as going and driving 30 minutes to go to work, like,
Yeah.
and back.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy in some regards.
Hmm.
Like pretty much the only answer is we got to get all solar panels to reduce that power need, power consumption. But
Mm,
even that's a problem. Like I was just watching
yeah.
something about the was it the goose effect, they call it the duck effect. So
Huh.
the amount of power, like the more solar panels we have, is actually a problem because we produce power, like or the usage goes up at the end of the day, when people come
Interesting.
home, and
Interesting.
the sun goes down, so the solar panels aren't effective, and they're over creating power
Oh,
during the day, and I guess
interesting.
we don't have giant batteries to
Like
store
to
this
store
stuff.
it.
Yeah, to
Interesting.
use later. So it's actually a problem where they actually shut solar panels off because it's too inefficient for them to shut the coal and the gas power
Mm,
plants down
mm-hmm,
during the day because they're not needed. It takes too
mm-hmm.
much energy to turn them off.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
so they just basically reduce everything, and apparently it's been becoming a bigger problem like over like the last 8 to 10 years, which
Huh.
is great. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you think like, oh, solar panels, like it's great. Like everything,
Yeah.
we all
Yeah.
need like our solar walls from Tesla so that we can at least store the energy for the end of the day that
Right.
we generated off out of our house or from the grid, solar
Yeah.
panels. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a crazy problem.
It's
Anyway, that's like way
yeah.
off topic.
Kind of, but not completely, because it is with like everything. And that's why it's been so cool bringing on experts in different areas so that they can talk about, like, yeah, this is the problem that I found. And then this is like what I'm doing. And here's like something that you can do too if you want to. And so I feel like it's like an endless amount to learn, which is really cool about
Yeah.
everything that could make an impact. Um, but it's easy to freeze too because it can be overwhelming to feel like you could ever make an impact. It's yeah, there's a lot to fix.
It is. It absolutely is. So yeah, getting back to the content creation, I think you have a nice simple way of explaining, 4 animals for simple ideas to make a difference. So I think you're there on the wording and the explanation. Um, so I think that you'll you'll eventually see what the people resonate the most with, and then you can kind of focus, start to like narrow it down into that, and it'll happen the longer you create content in general, right? Like it doesn't it does like you can set out with the best intentions, and you can like go through the charts and like figure out like, oh well, who's the person I'm going to create, and like I said, you might not end up hitting that target at all, and it's not for a lack of you trying, it's just for a lack of the people that you thought were going to be interested in it were actually, it ended up being the complete opposite of people that were interested in it, and that's it sometimes it happens that way, probably more often than not. So I think that getting just so I assume you're involved in a bunch of communities and things that like you could find ways to share that message.
I mean, I could probably be involved in more.
Mm,
I don't proactively like join communities specifically to share my message. The Yeah, I don't. So far, I have been getting more traction over the summer through, especially the Instagram lives, because that's when I like will connect with somebody who I really love what they're doing. So highlight it, for everybody else. Um, and so that'll kind of help expand my community a little, but I haven't like really joined. I'm in one group, I would say, well, maybe two that,
mm.
you know, kind of overlap. Well, definitely overlap. They definitely overlap with what I'm doing, but I don't actively like join communities and use communities to try to push it.
Well,
Um,
and it's a lot of them. You can't just be like, "Hey, here's my newest episode," right? Like
yeah,
you
I
gotta
just I
find
can't do
ways
that.
to like right. And I wouldn't want you to, because I don't like when people do it here in this group. It's like, "Hey, my newest episode's
Right,
out." Like, great. This is not that place for you to
right.
do that. Do it on Sundays. That's awesome. We want to support each other, but like, yeah. So
Mhm.
what I would do is look, see how you can get involved, see how you could reach out to those like admins, and see if like, hey, come on my show, admin, and then all of a sudden you
Mhm.
have a reason to like, hey, let's share it to the
Mhm.
community, kind of thing,
Mhm.
right? Because
Mhm.
you're giving them a platform, and you're giving, vice versa. So hopefully
Mhm.
it's reciprocal at that
Mhm.
point.
Mhm.
Podcast guesting, yes, Brent, that absolutely. Shout out to Brent Basham. We gotta catch up, sir. It's been too long. Is definitely been far too long. Yeah, cross promoting. So the idea of like swapping interviews with other podcasters that are in the same niche. is another great way to again to
Right.
be involved with those those types of people. So Chris says, do you think a name change might be helpful in drawing a larger audience? Um, I don't I don't think so necessarily. But that might come at a later date, right? As Brandy gets more involved with figuring out what her audience actually wants. Maybe you end up with more animal rights people versus for Earth
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
Because it is kind of broad as it is, right? Like
Mhm.
animals are on Earth, but like this is also about
Mhm.
Earth, so
Mhm. Yeah, and it came from originally I had just an animal advocacy brand. And then I realized that actually you can't really help animals without fixing the earth because we're basically killing the animals because of what we're doing to the earth. You know what I mean? So they're
Mhm.
very, very tightly related. Um, Outside of just animal cruelty, obviously, is a different story. But yeah,
Well,
yeah.
true, but that what that's a different but like I guess that brings up the question, like, is this about animal cruelty because it's for animals?
Hmm. No, usually not so much. I mean,
Okay.
if something came up about it, but it's usually more focused, kind of on the positive side of things and like what can we do to help animals?
Protecting, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suppose if I found somebody who, yeah, I mean, there are different animal
Yeah,
welfare
yeah.
groups who rescue, but we're usually
Mhm.
talking about like the rescue and rehome side of it, or the rescue and yeah, rehome side of it versus necessarily the cruelty side of it. But it certainly could come in at some point, depending on the
Mm.
guest, I suppose. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't hate the name. I like the name, but I think that there's might be something there for Chris. Like as you get deeper into creating your podcast, it might make sense like narrow the name down a little further so that
Hmm.
and I would even reach out to anybody that listens to the show and say, "Hey, what do you think?" Right? Also sending out a survey form, right, to your email address. Have you done that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Quite a few to my mailing list. Sometimes two or three people will fill it out. So I've never really gotten much feedback,
But
but
that's but that
yeah.
but those three people, I mean, are gold, right? Like they're the
Hmm.
people that are taking the time, so they're really invested. So like, have you reached out to those people to have like a sit down conversation and just like talk about it?
I have, not specifically about the podcast. I have in the past, and I did a rebranding when I came into this name a year and a half ago. That was all through like a big rebranding process.
Mm.
And I switched over. It's a really long story, but yeah, so I did a lot through that. Um, and, we're talking like family and friends still are basically the people who support it. You know what I mean? All these years
Yeah,
from
yeah.
what it used to be and what it is now. But yeah, so I mean, I haven't specifically about the podcast. Um,
Maybe do that about the podcast and see what kind of
mhm,
response you get. If even if you get two or three, then you find out who those people are. You put it in the survey so you can find out who they are. Reach out
mhm,
to them and say, hey, let's have a 15-minute conversation because I'm trying to figure out like what I can do to get more people. So like, what do you love? What do
mhm,
you like? What could go? Does the name make sense? Like
mhm,
from all the pieces that we're putting together. Like let's see. I just clicked on it here. So let's see. Fight acne and non-toxic products. Share photos of animals in need of a home. Plant milkweed. So these answer the question, right, of the simple ideas that make a
mhm,
difference,
mhm,
right? So
mhm,
non-toxic products,
mhm.
animals that need a home, milkweed, to save monarchs. That's awesome. Um,
That's been fun. There's actually a couple people who've joined her group to do it. It's kind of fun, and they're all posting pictures now of the butterflies they've like literally created. Kind of. I mean, they didn't
oh
create them,
wow.
but you know what I mean. They allowed them to come to life. It's pretty cool to watch.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So, well, so like this, I like exfoliate daily to combat and anti-aging. How does that fall under?
Well, so it's basically like not using toxic products to do it. So the whole
Okay.
conversation is about like green green options for combating anti-aging that are not
So
like
so that
toxic
title could be
products.
more honed in then. Like,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
that, because you
Yeah.
see how that doesn't fit the Four Animals
Yeah.
for Earth. Like, it's not that
Yeah.
the topic it doesn't, but the
Hmm.
title that you're using to get there
Hmm.
doesn't speak to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just join the free 5 day clean beauty challenge. Well, that again, that doesn't speak to the to simple ideas that make a difference of for animals and for Earth. So so maybe looking at some of that and like figuring out because like that, uh, like these two titles specifically sound
Hmm.
very much like the ads that you see on like most websites that are like at
Hmm.
the bottom of articles. Like
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
won't believe what this person looks like after they exfoliate daily. Like
Uh-huh.
that's what it sounds like,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Uh-huh.
and we as people have been programming our minds to kind of ignore that stuff.
Hmm.
I'm really shocked that those types of ads still exist and what sites like that are respected sites
Hmm.
have them on there. And it's just
Hmm.
like, come on, really? Like this is and I'm not saying that some of them I haven't been like, oh, I kind of want to click on that, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm more immune to it than others, but um so you go, cook more with the food from Earth. Like there you go.
Hmm.
That fits that title, right? That fits the
Hmm.
simple ideas of things that you can do to make a difference. Borrow and trade when you need new clothes. Like that definitely fits that title.
Hmm.
That subtitle. So like so a lot of times like you just sometimes you gotta just narrow the focus a little bit and always keep in mind like what is this title going to do to drive the right people to my message, which is for animals for Earth, simple ideas to make a difference.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
so Chris says idea animal
I was
smart
going to ask
talk,
him
animals in blood,
what names he
talk
had
to
in
animals.
mind.
Animal smart talk. Yeah, so these are the ideas that I guess he has in mind there. Um, Shirley, real quick, asked what has been the best way to podcast guesting.
Mm.
She says, is it email, DM? Well, I mean, Podit is great. Shout out to Brent Basham. So Podit.net, PODDIT.net.
Mm.
You should definitely go check that out. Yeah, emailing, private messaging, tweeting at somebody, um, those just reaching out. And there's like templates out there. Maybe I think I'm gonna write this down because I think we should do a. Oh, thank you for putting that in, Shirley. We should do a guest outreach workshop probably at some point
Yeah, I
in
think that
the
would be really interesting.
yeah, and I mean I've done things where like I've called people like based on their phone numbers, like they were like a professor, and like I found their phone number and it's like, oh, I'll give it a call, and they actually answered and then
Oh,
turned me
geez.
down, very early on in my journey, very early on. It was scarring. I wish I could have got an easy win there, um, but it didn't quite happen that way. So it's just, yes, a workshop would be wonderful. Yes, I would absolutely love to do that. So I wrote the note on my notebook, old school pen and paper here. Let's see. Facebook groups are good sometimes too. Yeah, I mean, just getting once we can get back to going to conferences or conventions and things of that nature, definitely would be a great to be able to get in front of those people, hosting a panel or something to that effect. Just get you more tied into those people. Looking at your titles definitely would help. Tell people like that this makes sense with what you're doing. The mission at the top. And then let's see. What are your freebies? Send me the book. 50. Okay, cool. So this definitely helps. Get this in front of more people, right?
Hmm.
Um,
I'm planning to do that, and I've kind of forgot, but yeah, that's something I haven't done ads for a really long time on Instagram or Facebook, but this was actually an ad that I was going to try to run. Although I am cleaning up the welcome series on this because the first email is solid, and then the next three are they haven't really held on to people. So I'm actually in the process of redoing that welcome series too. But with some feedback from other people. So I think it will help improve it a lot so that that sequence of like 4 emails that they get after this will help keep them in to actually look at future emails.
And like what and I think I think I asked earlier, but like what's the goal with the podcast, right? Like is it to get them to come to the the web shop's closed, but your Etsy shop, like to buy to
Yeah, not really. I mean, my goal, honestly, my biggest goal is to create a community. You know, what I would like to do is just continue to inspire people and have people inspire each other to make a difference. So the clothing line is what used to be my business when I said that I had
okay.
changed. So the clothing line was my business from like 2015 to 2019. And
Okay.
then I shifted over because the reality is like when it comes down to it, I just want to make a difference for animals mostly, but also for the earth. And the clothing line itself was not doing that.
Mm.
So my goal, honestly, with the podcast is just to keep building the platform along with everything else that I do to keep bringing more people in, ultimately building a community where people support each other to help each other with our missions, what we're doing, you know.
So where is the button to join the Facebook community or the wherever you're going to host the community?
Yeah, so I
Message
haven't.
like your own message board or something, right?
Right. Yeah. I right now it's just joining the mailing list. Or I basically send people to join the mailing list or join our Instagram. I haven't, so there's been a lot of discussion around building a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. And I haven't because there's not really enough people following right now. I feel like it'll die off almost immediately. Um,
Hmm.
so I've been kind of hoping to grow more numbers everywhere else first and then start the private community. Um, Mostly because I've been watching also other friends starting private communities and it's just like no movement there. So I'm afraid it'll die before it ever gets a chance just because right now I'd probably be lucky to have like 3 people join it, maybe 5, you know? Um,
Well, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Where is maybe what you really need is a
mhm,
central goal.
mhm,
Like save the blah blah blahs from extinction in the blah 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 forest. And so that you can make it real, like as soon as you make it real for the people that are watching, it like then it makes it real for you too, and it all of a sudden it becomes like a real goal that like we can really make a difference in this one thing right here right now, and that might not be the thing forever. That might be the thing for 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever the mission, whatever the mission is, but
mhm,
like really just focus your mission down to one mission that's uh like I don't want to necessarily say obtainable, but at least
mhm,
it's tangible, right?
mhm,
And once you make it tangible, now people can get behind it. So it's like, hey, I'm raising money for this thing,
mhm,
right? And
mhm,
we're building a community based around like we're gonna do save blah blah blahs from blah blah blahs, and
mhm,
go from there. Because then, like I said, once it's tangible and people like can get behind that, now you can start to build around that momentum of bringing in people who respond to like, oh, this is really cool because it's one thing that we're trying
mhm,
to do in the here and the now, right?
mhm,
Like
mhm,
this thing is going to go extinct in the next 12 to 18 months if we don't do
mhm,
something. Like let's rally everybody around that, and then you can say, okay, well, we did it. Like it's
mhm,
not going to go
mhm,
extinct anymore, or it's the situation is much improved. Let's take our mission and move it to the next thing, right? Because you have this
mhm,
umbrella of 4 animals for Earth,
mhm,
and once you
mhm,
put that mission in there, it's like that could be rocket fuel for you to get there.
mhm.
Regina, this is so cool on the spot coaching session. Thanks, Regina. Yeah, I and good to see you. So yeah, I would really think about that. Like, think long and hard about like what mission could you rally, specifically, and maybe put it out. Put it out to your email list. Right? How big is your email list currently?
Like 200 people.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Although most of them joined back for the clothing line, so I'm not sure. Like in terms of opening it, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but I get like maybe a 23% open rate. So
that's still pretty good.
Like 40 people.
That's not the end of the world. That's something to build off of, right? So, get people rallied around one actual mission that's tangible, and all of a sudden you'll find, like, if you do a few Facebook ads, like, you'll find those people real quick, right? That'll be like, because now it's not just like, oh yeah, I want to save the rainforest, or yeah, that's a cool idea, but like, what's our activation mission right now, or what mission are we activating around? And then you'll find those people, and it'll go so much quicker for you, because I just feel like it's kind of not all over the place, because it's still for Animals for Earth, but it's, when you're talking to other people, it's like, okay, great, I want to save the rainforest, or I want to save this, or I want to save that, but it's like, we want to save everything. Like, okay, well, if it's for everybody, then it's for nobody, and everybody will tell you that. But the point being is you get yourself just rallied around just one mission. I think you're gonna find it's gonna be a lot easier. And that mission, doesn't necessarily have to speak to your to change your name or your subtitle right now, like in like here and now, but you'll be able to get more people for sure.
Yeah, and it aligns with, because something I've been wanting to do is build a fund so that we could fund, like different bigger projects over time. And I'm trying to decide right now whether I make the switch over to being a nonprofit or not. And I'm letting that kind of figure itself out over time as well. But the fund idea hasn't quite come together. But what you're saying is a little bit of something that's feeding into that a little bit for me, which is we could have the fund going each year for a different project. So this first year could be whatever project it is, and we're saving in the fund. And then in December, you fund whatever it is that you were saving for. And then the next year, start a new mission. And that aligns kind of with that idea and helps it start to solidify a little bit more. So I think that could come together.
Right, and you're going to get people that say, I don't really identify with that new mission, and you got people that are like, yes, I can get behind that, because now, again, it's tangible. Like, we're saving the mountain, the snow leopards, right? And that's awesome. Like, but next year might be something I'm not that interested in, but they might stay on because they like the progress, even though it's not necessarily the progress that they they would enjoin for that progress, but because they know you and they trust you, they're going to stick around, right? And that to me is super important. So yeah, I think that you got a lot there to think about.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me about it.
As far as the clothing line, have you looked at doing something where you wouldn't have to actually print it, like using a print on demand kind of service?
I have. If I get to higher volumes, I can do that. The reason I haven't done that, I mean, I sell like one a month, maybe two. So it's by far more realistic for me to print them myself here. I have like a screen printing press and everything, and I just print it quickly.
Like at your house?
Yeah, so I screen print.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just, right now, as an order comes in, I make it and I send it out. Ideally, I would love someday, yes, to have a big enough volume that I can, and I even know some guys that I would have do the prints on.
I use Printful. I mean, you don't have to have any amount of shirt that you make. It just, it's a little more pricey, but what you're asking for is, effectively a donation as well. So, it's a different thing. So like if a shirt costs like $27 for a t-shirt, like, and it's a high quality shirt at that, it's not, to me, I don't think it's that big of an ask to be like, okay, well, it's a $35 shirt, but $5 of it goes to, the mission for this year.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do right now. $5 of every piece bought goes to help the animal that's on it. But yeah, I have guys that would do it for me and do it on eco-friendly clothing, but it has to be at a higher
Mm,
volume. That's the big problem there is the eco-friendly piece. So I spent a lot of time trying to outsource
yeah.
it a couple years ago, and nobody will do that because the margins aren't there, you know. Hence
Right. Yeah,
my
that's
clothing
a
business as well. The margins just aren't really there.
well, that's why we need to get you we need to get people on board and rallied around a mission so that you can
Mhm,
have grow that email list and then you'll be able to be like, "Hey, here's my shirt. It's $53. $5
mhm,
of it is going to, save the blah blah blahs that are
mhm,
being endangered."
mhm,
And it's not a big deal because you have so many people, then it's like, okay, if only 4% or 5% of them those people are activated to buy something,
mhm,
it
mhm.
adds up, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. And that's why I held on to it and didn't just completely close it down because I figure someday,
yeah,
this could come back
yeah,
together. So, yeah.
exactly. So you have the designs and you have it set up. So I wouldn't erase that anytime soon.
Mm.
Because
And
I,
all the
I
blank
like,
clothing sitting over here in in our closet. So I'm like,
yeah,
someday I'm really hoping it'll go at some point.
yeah. Well, I for your sake, I hope so too.
We'll see. We'll
For your
see.
closet's sake, I hope, I hope so.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, no, I think you got a lot to work on there, Brandy.
Yeah, thank you so much
You
for
are
taking the
so
time
welcome.
and for everybody else who tuned in and gave ideas. It's really, really exciting to have people who are willing to like think about it with me. I really, 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 really appreciate it. So thank
Well,
you.
you are absolutely welcomed, and I look forward to seeing big things and big changes and big growth coming soon from you.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be a part of the university too, because it's
Oh,
something that I
thank
can
you.
just continue to keep working. You know what I mean? With the same
Yeah, and
people. So
right, and keep and so yeah, so for anybody, thank you for softballing it in there for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, for anybody who's looking to launch, grow, or and monetize their podcast efforts, go to indiepodu.com. You'll get into a private community. You get over 150 hours of videos and tutorials and the workshops are included in that as well, so you'll get those as well. So it's a really great opportunity to get to work with and partner up with some other people in that community that are engaged and are all looking to take their stuff to the next level and really like plus it up. So thank you for being a member, Brandy. I appreciate you taking the time today. I appreciate all the people that were in the chat: Shirley, Brent, Regina, Regor. Was it Regor and was Regor in here? Oh no, it wasn't it. Dave, Jody, Angel, Facebook user. Thank you so much, Facebook user.
I think that one was Chris.
And
Chris
Chris,
somebody.
yes, I was just pulling
Yeah.
up. Chris said, could she use the affiliate sponsor idea? Um, I'm guessing you're talking about. I'm not sure specifically what you're referring to, Chris. So, you mean like getting a Amazon affiliate link? Do you have an
We
affiliate
do
link through
have an
Amazon?
Amazon recommendations page that affiliate links over to Amazon. So those are basically the two income streams that are potential income streams right now are the affiliates to Amazon and the clothing line. So neither of them. Amazon, you have to get to $5 to get paid, and I'm not quite there yet for the past
I
six
know
months
it's
or so.
hard.
So
It's hard, but I mean, yeah, and well, Amazon has changed their payout scale, so it makes it a little
so tiny.
difficult.
Mhm.
They've definitely shrunk it up, and people are mad to say the least. I don't blame them when Jeff Bezos made like 13 billion in like
Mm.
a day or something, something crazy
Right,
like that.
right, right.
And meanwhile, they're slashing the affiliate link. So,
Mhm.
uh, the affiliate link rates, I should say. But
Mhm.
but yeah. So and again, if you grow the community around a
Right.
mission, all of these things can be clicked on by more people
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
you as you bring them in. So
Mhm.
get it a little more focused in.
Mhm.
Maybe consider a name change. depending.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And once you have a mission, maybe consider changing the subtitle as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little more focused. And
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to find that it's going to be a lot easier for you to. Oh, Chris says any affiliate links that fit her biz. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm sure the companies that you're having on to talk about their products, they're giving you an affiliate link, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now I don't think anybody who they sell on Amazon. Like, let's see, one person sold an acne product that's on Amazon.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know about from their website. Like, hey, if I'm sending like people to your website, can I get like a kickback because they're listening to the
yeah. So
show and
that,
all that?
yeah, I was just thinking that there's only one that's selling something and she only sells it on Amazon. Um, she doesn't sell it on her website. But yes, it's a really good idea for future people, like to ask them for an affiliate link. If I have other people on that sell a specific product for an affiliate link to their website.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, it
yeah.
definitely helps to have them all in one place as well. Um,
Mm.
so yeah. So Brandy, thank you so much again for being here.
Thank
Thank you
you.
everybody for being here, and
Yeah, thank you very much.
it's been fun. If you have gotten something out of this episode of the Indie Pod Daily Show, please share it with the podcaster in your life. I will see everybody tomorrow for Free Ride Friday, where I will be giving a 1 month free ride into the Indie Pod University, and I look forward to that. And don't forget tomorrow night the speaker submissions and for Icon 6, which is happening September 12th. It's going to be on Zoom, and I have a big announcement that'll be coming probably on like Sunday, maybe Monday, about that event. So I'm looking forward to it. Aside from just like, there's something else that I'm going to announce about it. So it's gonna be a really fun event. You're not going to want to miss it. Go get your ticket now. Prices for that will be going up, but probably not for another week or two. So you got a little bit of time before the price goes up. So anyway, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.